Hey guys, Camper15 back at it with another video for you guys, and I am here for Please Put Them On Takamine-San. Well, if this show isn't for the goons, I don't know what this is. But at first, I thought this girl was just kinky. No, she's not kinky. She's a self-entitled bitch. That's what she is. Takamine-San is definitely that. Um, Look, bruh, I was in utter shock and awe of what was going on. So I knew going into this show there was gonna be a lot of ecchi, there's gonna be a lot of, I guess, horniness, I guess if you want to say something like this, a lot of thirsty moments, and a lot of nudity. Yes, this show is on Netflix, not on Netflix. This show is on Crunchyroll, and it actually is the uncensored version, which, shockingly, it's uncensored because with Sony's acquisition of Crunchyroll, they don't really like uncensored anime that shows boobies in the flesh, right? Yeah, no. Typically, they censor that shit, but at first I thought this show was on High Dive, but it wasn't. It's actually on Crunchyroll, so either or, it's fine, right? But please put them on Takamine-san. What do I have to say about this show that I didn't have to already think of what I thought? And this show is absolutely crazy for all the wrong reasons. For all the wrong reasons. So, our main male character is Koshi Shirata. He's just basically an average dude. He ain't nothing special. He basically flunks on his test. We see in this episode he gets like a 52. Right. He's kind of like a lazy bum. He's kind of out there. Nobody really pays him no mind, and he ain't nothing special. But in the meantime, we have it to where Takane Takami is basically the most popular girl in school. She's the most beautiful girl, most beautifulest girl in the school. Everybody admires her. They want to live up to her reputation. They like her. They just basically put her on this pedestal as if she's a goddess, right? And we see our boy kind of likes her, right? He's like, she's just she's so special and everything. And funny enough, you kind of see she's exactly the opposite of what people think she is. And she's kind of a whole ass bitch, if you ask me, after watching this episode. But yeah, so our boy Koshi, he's just a loner and everything, right? And he's like, there's no way I can ever speak to the likes of Takamine-san and everything. So legitimately, he goes to the shed, right? He ends up like eating. He overhears the shed door opening, and it's Takamine. Takamine walks into the shed, and he's hiding. And he's like seeing this happening. And she starts undressing. And I'm like, so I'm watching this show, right? And I'm like, okay, does she have some sort of weird kink to where she likes to be in the nude in her birthday suit or something like that? I don't know where this show was going. And my dude's like, what the frick? Pulls off the shirt, boobs all hanging out, and you see everything, all uncensored in its goodness or its greatness, I guess you can say. The boobs are hanging out, right? You see the uncensoredness. And this man's like, what the fuck? He's just looking, just gung-ho at her, basically her tits. Yes, she's a very over sexualized character for being in a high school. She's got thick ass thighs, big ass, big boobs, blah 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 blah. Right? The etchiness is what gets your attention here, right? So the shocking part is the fact that she did this. I'm like, wait, she's wearing no bra. What? And then all of a sudden, she puts on a bra. And I'm like, huh? And then she just leaves. Now, I'm watching this episode, I'm like, so she was not wearing a bra this entire time, and she just goes to the shed to put it on. Why not go to the gym? Or why not go to the locker room or something? There's a reason why. So, next period starts. Teacher comes in, he's giving them their math tests, their grades. Our dude completely flunks. He got an 52. So I can only imagine what this dude's grades in school are. He got a 52. Now listen, I was no mathematician, but man, 52, at least I got D's sometimes, but I mostly got C's. But again, I'm no mathematician, but the man just flunked straight up, right? So she goes up because the teacher calls her name, talk to me. And basically the teacher's like, oh, wow. It's really unlike you, Takamine-san. You typically get 100s all the damn time. But you ended up getting 98. And our dude's like, wait, she got 98. And then the class is like, wow, she got 98? What the hell? It's crazy. So then she sees this. And I kid you not, I was legitimately like, wait, what the hell is she doing? This girl literally like raises her skirt up and pulls off her panties. And this girl legitimately is showing her ass to the entire class. And I'm like, dog, she's doing this in the class. And the funny part is we get no reaction from the teacher, no reaction from the damn students in the area. Now, if I was in that class, I'm like, what the hell? And all of a sudden you get this thing where you see this butterfly flying through this door. And next thing you know, it reverts back to the classroom. Teacher's calling for Koshi to come get his test. And Koshi's like, wait, what? He's like, wait a damn minute. I already got my test. And he gets up saying, he's like, okay, maybe my test is a different grade. Maybe it's just all a dream. He goes up to the class, gets his test. Same grade, 52. Takamine goes up. Her grade's 100. Teacher's like, oh, good job, Takamine. You got it. You got it again. You did it. 100% grade. And Coach is like, wait, she had a 98. How did she go from not having a 98 to 100? So he looks to get down to the bottom of this, right? He goes to her student council president room because she's student council president. He basically is like, so, there's something I'm gonna need to ask you. What the hell is up with the 98 becoming 100? And Takamine's like, what? How do you know that? And I kid you not, bro. This girl legitimately like presses this dude. And basically we find out what the hell happened. So she goes into the soliloquy, right? And also she strips, right? So she strips and she's like, you must have saw me change in the equipment in the PE storage room. And he's like, oh shit, how does she know that? And basically we find out her thing, right? So I thought this was gonna be like a realistic like type of anime school thing, and it's just a girl with a weird ass kink. No, this girl is completely different. This we dive into supernatural abilities. Now, she does okay. So basically, her power is she can rewind time. That is, if she takes off one of her undergarments, whether it's her bra or her underwears, right? She takes off her underwears or her bra, she's able to rewind time. And she says if someone sees her do that, well then they will actually, you know, they won't get reset. They will actually know like, okay, she reset time. What the hell is happening right now? And they'll know she reset it. So she has a supernatural ability to do this by just taking off clothes. Now our boy Koshi's like, what the frick? And this is when we kind of find out, like, she ain't who she says she is. Like, people prop her up as this perfect girl. And my God, bro. When I said earlier, she is a straight up bitch. She's a straight up bitch. So she goes into this whole backstory about how she was a kid and how the fact that She views herself as this perfect girl. Even back in her childhood, she was just perfect. Everybody basically respected her. There was nothing she could do was wrong. She was basically AKA 100% like god level status, right? Like she sees herself as she can do no wrong, and if she does wrong, she's gonna go back and rewind time to make sure like, oh no, she is 100% perfect, which is showing me she's kind of a stuck up, again, like I said, bitch, but kind of a selfish individual if you ask me. So maybe this is a character arc for her to understand it's okay to be imperfect, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay not to be, I guess you can say, view yourself on a pedestal like you're better than thou, right? To the point, as I guess the show or her character arc would go, she'll start to view others on a different level and actually start to care about each other, right? But basically, because she failed, she entered in this race and got second place, right? And basically, she pissed her pants and she took the clothes off and then rewound time, to basically get it to where she's first place. And I'm just like, what the hell? And mind you, she basically has it all out. Now, she has her shirt covering it, but it's all unbuttoned, right? Also, we see it in this episode, too, even before she gives this whole explanation. He's, like, shocked by this, right? And he almost splashes water on her. So, she ends up taking off her underwear, right? And basically, that's when she resets time as if she's wet. And she just made him touch her boobs and just grab and everything. And she's like, so what is different about me? And he's like, soft. And she's like, no. And she kicks him in the literal dick, right? Bro. Actually, I said I'd stop saying D-I-C-K. I would go up off of frog. That's what frog means. Go watch Apothecary Diaries if you know what I'm talking about, right? So, this man... So that's when she went into her explanation about her powers and her abilities. And then when I kid you not, she's like, well, I got a proposition for you. So the episode is legitimately titled, as I pull it up, Become My Closet. And when I clicked on the episode, I'm like, what does that mean, become my closet? This girl literally asked her boy Koshi, or Shirota-kun. She's like, well, I got a proposition for you. Basically, because I have this ability where if I take off my clothes, I rewind time. And if you know, well, that's going to be a problem for me. But, so this doesn't get out, I'm gonna do something for you. Here's what you can do. And I'm thinking, like, oh, is he gonna be like her assistant or something? He's gonna be helping her out or something? No. She straight up said, I want you to be my closet. And Shirota is like, wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean by be your closet? She's like, well, since if I take off my clothes, my underwears and my bra, well, I'm gonna need a new pair to put back on. So then I can be able to do the resetting time thing again if I mess up. So I want you to make sure that you have a spare, set of clothes for me to basically do that. So I want you to become Closet-kun. I legitimately heard this woman say that shit. I would have legitimately like, oh hell no, I'm walking the hell out of here. When she straight up said, I want you to become my closet, I'm like, I don't know what's worse, being called poop or being someone's closet, essentially. And man, this dude Shirata's like, you're basically making me out to be your slave. And she honestly is like, okay, so what? What's the problem with that? And I'm just like, dog, what? And I'm guessing she's thinking, well, his perks and his benefits for being my closet is he'll basically see me damn near half naked in the nude anyways. So I guess that's his benefit, which honestly, I can't blame the guy. Like, legitimately, that's actually a good perk. At least you get to see her kind of naked, I guess. But even then, like, for you to be somebody's quote unquote closet, I'm just like, what? That's crazy. So then you get things go 0 to 100 real quick, right? He's like, all right, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm not doing this. I'm not even gonna deal with you anymore. You're a crazy lunatic. You're crazy. And I'm 100%, I'm like, I agree with him. He knows, like, oh, she is not who she says she always is. She is not the person she lives herself up to be. She is a faker. No, he basically was saying, like, legitimately, she was basically legitimately saying, like, oh no, she's a bitch. That's what she is. So she's about to leave. She stops him and she's like, where are you going? And then she forcefully makes herself fall down. He grabs her, and then basically his hands grabbing her boobs, right? Which is also how we started the episode off. And then she's like, I'm sorry. And she screams out, right? People hear her, right? And these other classmates open the door. And basically, she's like, Shirata jumped on me and he tried to abuse me. Basically saying, like, he tried to sexually assault her, right? And the other students are like, how could you do this to our goddess? And legitimately, you have these... Bruh, listen. Now, if this were ever to happen in an actual school setting, maybe you do get the cops called in this situation. I've never been involved in this situation. I do know the cops would get involved in this situation, right? But typically, the cops would get involved, hand you over to the, like, school officials, right? And then they'd probably put you on, like, some sort of weird probation or suspend you or maybe even expel you. But they, by no means would they take you to jail. Even if you're a high school student. Like, they'll obviously, unless, like, the individual wants to press charges, right? Or something like that. That's the thing. But regardless, these kids called the fucking police. They didn't call the school police. They called the actual cops from outside. And they're like, we got this student who tried to sexually assault this other student. And I'm like, what? Cops pull up. And they're already coming in to lock him up, put him in handcuffs and everything. And I'm like, ain't we going a little bit too far with this? I'm like, look, I know this man basically kind of touched her. And it does look questionable. And dudes need to go to jail for that shit. But I'm like, the dude's the same age as this girl. Why he going to jail? At least you think he'd get expelled. No, they straight up handcuffed him. They were gonna probably lock him up for life. The way they were talking. And basically, she's just kind of plays it. She's like, I'm sorry. And the dude realizes, like, she did this to me because I rejected her. And basically, he's like, okay. And he's like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by that. And she's like, oh, so does that mean you'll be my closet now? As she's, like, raising up her skirt and she's about to take off her underwears, right? Again, we don't see how the other students or even the police officers, like, react to this, right? No reaction from them. And he's looking up, and she basically is like, now that you know the pecking order, you're gonna be my closet boy now, or what? And Shirata-kun basically is like, yes, I'll be your closet. Takes off her underwears, rewinds time, back in the regular segment before everything happened. And she's like, well, no, it's not glad to know you understand the pecking order, right? And she calls him, she's like, Closet-kun and Kirito-kun and Kirito, yeah, Kirito-kun or Shirata-kun. And I'm just like, this bitch just straight up blackmailed this dude. Like, and legitimately, she's like, well, if it wasn't, you're the one that agreed to this, because I could have had you. I did save your life, because he fired back at her and kind of gave her kind of a comment saying, like, well, if it wasn't because, you're making me do this for all the wrong reasons, and this is so wrong. And she's like, oh, is that how you're gonna answer to somebody who just saved your life from basically for you going to damn jail for basically assaulting me? And basically dude's like, you did that. And she's like, don't fuck with me. So legitimately, this girl Takamine is blackmailing our boy. He basically can't, like, legitimately disobey her. Like, whatever she says, he's got to do. Otherwise, she's going to do something. She's gonna do something. Now I don't know if she's gonna continue, if he's gonna continue to go wild, or she's gonna go wild with this crap to the point he's gonna be like, I can't do it, and then she's gonna blackmail him to just F with him, or if she's just like, no, you try to mess with me, I'm really gonna screw you over. Right now, it's on that side of thing, right? But when I'm just like, bro, when she's calling you closet coon, nah, ninja, this girl straight up blackmailed her boy. Our boy is innocent. He just wants to go back to his regular life now. Now he's stuck in this mindset of dealing with this crazy bitch. And in some kind of sick way, they kind of redid the Alya hides her feelings in Russian moment just differently. Instead of our dude putting on a sock like Kuze did with Alya in episode 1, this dude puts on her underwears. And she's like, well, I need you to put on my underwears for me. And he's like, why? And she's like, well, I took them off to save your ass. So you got to put them back on. Here's a good test run how to be my closet. And basically, we find out our boy Shirata is basically honorable, right? He's an honorable guy. He basically doesn't want to see her in the nudeness and everything, right? And she honestly actually kind of appreciates that for the girl she is. She's like, that's actually kind of cute. That's actually kind of gentlemanly that you're willing to not want to look at me when I'm basically naked, right? And that's kind of where the episode ends. You get the ending, and you just know our boy is in a whole lot of trouble dealing with this girl Takamine. So now I officially get the title of Please Put Them On, Takamine-San, because our boy Shirata is a closet to her, and he has to put on that, whether it's her underwears or a bra, if she ends up taking them off, like, completely. Look, man, I did not expect this episode to be the way it was, but holy hell, what a very interesting start, to say the least. Our boy is being blackmailed by this student council president who is a complete bitch that thinks she is better than everybody and she can do no wrong. Now I wonder, as the show progresses, maybe she'll start to become normal and she'll actually start to really, maybe there'll be a moment to where Shirata's not there and not able to do something for her and she really does need him. But maybe Shirata's like, well, I can't, maybe I don't want to do it. I don't know. Maybe she's going to do something that hurts his feelings really badly. I don't know. I feel like this could be a story arc of her character, and maybe this is the point of the show, of her not to be such a stuck-up, you can't be perfect all the time. It's okay to accept the imperfectness, because everybody's not perfect. Because right now, this is her mindset. Her mindset is strictly, I'm perfect, nobody can touch me. If I do wrong, I'm going to go back and reset things. So maybe the whole point is for our boy to find ways and cracks to be like, hey, look, if you F up, it's okay. Because look, we already know our boy's a failure, right? He's got 52s, right, on his test. And maybe the whole thing is he'll start to turn Takamine into somebody better, a better person that makes mistakes and honestly will just accept the mistake for it is and won't take off her clothes to reset that mistake so she can become perfect. I'm guessing that's where her character's gonna be storing, because and listen, if that's the case, and by the end of this story, she becomes somebody that's okay with messing up, and she's okay with it, and at the same time, I also think this potentially could be a budding romance to where, after some time, she'll think of this dude as like basically a peasant as his closet, but eventually maybe he'll do something nice for her, and she'll start to catch feelings for this guy, and the more she starts to like him, the more she'll start to not treat him like basically a slave, essentially. She'll start to treat him like on an equal pedestal. So we'll see where that goes. But if you're in here to goon for Takamine and you're in here to freaking go crazy over basically etchiness and nudity, this is your type of show. I'll be reviewing this every week I can, but bruh, Takamine, no. I don't even know if I want to fix her. I don't even know if I would like to fix her. If I was in this universe and I was in our boy's shoes, I don't even know if I wanted to try to fix her. If a girl ever told me I gotta be their closet, which is basically akin to being called a slave. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. I'm not doing that. That's where I draw the line. But please put them on Takamine. Our boy is Closet Coon. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts, hit that subscribe button if you want to get more Takamine-San content or any other anime content I upload to the channel. Till then, guys, catch you guys later. Peace.